What's the fastest you've took a woman down?
A day?
A whole day.
A day, you know what I'm saying? It's just easy now.
It's
easy. It's just real easy now.
So does that make you lose respect?
Sometimes, yeah, you know, because like if you post pictures of like you know nude and a dude shoot his shot, why you mad at him shooting his shot that you halfway undressed? You know what I'm saying?
What about the male thoughts? There's male thoughts. There's a lot of male thoughts. They hang around the entourage, hope they get a little sip of the bottle.
See, I'm a male. I can't
They
talk
be
about
like,
that.
we got a game? No, your boy got a game. You don't got a game.
See, I'm a male, you know what I'm saying? I'm a male ambassador, you know what I'm saying?
Male ambassador.
We good, you know?
I think the major problem is that men don't listen. They do a lot of talking. So I think we need to reverse those roles and you like take a step back and listen to what I have to say before you tell me what you think I should be like.
You see how she cut me off right there? Hold him out.
Did you hear what she said?
Yeah,
Did you
gotta
hear
listen.
what I said?
She said you gotta
Did you hear her?
listen.
Did you hear
I
what I
listen to what you're saying, but my thing is, I'm not really sure if there is a disconnect.
Okay.
You know, I think things now in 2020, as my man alluded to, I think things have changed a lot more. And I think instead of it being a disconnect, I think it's more so now just different ways we relate to each other.
Okay.
And I think if you're really good at it, then you can have the kind of connection you want. But I think a lot of people are still operating in the past, and some people are trying to catch up with the future at this point. But that's just my take on it.
Were you a football player?
Yes, I was.
Oh, where'd you play?
I played college ball at University of Maryland, and I played in the pros all over. So I started with the Baltimore Ravens, then I moved to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I spent 5 seasons with the Arizona Cardinals, and then off to the Seattle Seahawks, Oakland Raiders, and then the Tennessee Titans. So I was a journeyman, guys.
So you should have groupie stories from a lot of different cities.
I got a lot of stories. I got a lot of stories.
Okay. Now, it seems like men will spend months chasing a woman, but after they hit it, they lose interest. Why do y'all do that? Let's go to you.
Okay. So she put me on the hot seat. I'll take a little swig before I answer this question.
Why is it y'all chase for months and then lose?
I think it goes back to what we were saying about what I originally said. I think because things have changed so much, it's like, I think always men, when we go out, we always have a goal in mind. You know what I'm saying? We get home, before we go out, we make sure we put our best clothes on, smelling real nice, got our game together, got the swag before we hit the club. But we really want to meet females. We want to have a good time, and hopefully by the end of the night, take care of a little business. You know what I'm saying? So,
See, it's different, right? Because like when women go out, me and my girls, we don't go out to get sex for that night. We're looking to meet our man, like for a relationship. And I think men a lot of times y'all go to smash.
Claudia. There've been times.
I mean, prove me wrong.
I'm not trying to tell on myself, but I will tell on my girls, though. I will go on girls. Sometimes people go out. Girls go out to get some sex.
Have you done that?
Okay, now I said I'm not talking about you.
Okay, so you're
back in the day.
Friends.
Yeah, back in the day, a long time ago.
What your friends?
Well, my friends, what I had heard.
Oh, what you heard?
What I had heard was, I mean, women have needs too, and sometimes you go out not looking for a relationship, but it may have been a while, and you're looking for someone you could have a happy ending with as well. I don't think it's just a male thing.
I don't think it's just a male thing, but I definitely think it's more common.
I absolutely think it's more common.
You know, and a lot of times we're not going to admit, like, hey, I'm just trying to get some dick for tonight. Like, usually it's like, I hope I meet my man.
But I think that conversation's kind of changing now, because like now we have people in my generation who are like city girls, and like your women empowerment is coming a different way.
Hot
we have
girls
like
up,
exactly
city
hot
girls
girl
up.
summers, hot girl winters, hot girl fall, hot girl everything.
What does that mean?
So it's like, so I think it's just like someone not being able to tell me like how I should live my life or how I should dress, and basing how I dress, tying that into what I'm about to do for tonight. Like I could dress however I want.
Hold on, whoa. It's a complete difference between city girls and hot girls. You know what I'm saying? City girls
Break it down.
Yeah.
City
How do you
girls.
explain it to me?
City girls
the
are
difference
like
between a city girl and a hot girl.
City girls are like
when I'm a girl.
like the 304s. You know what I'm saying? Like the thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Hot girls like. They do what they do, but they respectful of what they do. See, city girl, they have no conscience.
So are the city girls more ratchet than the hot girls?
Yeah, they ratchet.
I didn't know that.
They ratchet. To me.
Okay. So, okay, it's funny because like we hear a little bit of a judgment here, right? So if a woman that you met and you were interested in behaved the way you did when you went out with your friends, would you look down upon her? Would she be not good enough to be your girlfriend if she behaved the way you did when you went out with your friends?
She might be aight, you know what I'm saying? If she performed like I perform.
I'm saying if she's out there hunting like she said her friends do, not Randy, but her friends.
Sometimes you gotta hunt.
Is it
Sometimes
okay?
you gotta hunt.
Is it okay for a girl that you're interested in to be the same way? Or would you be judgmental? Because I feel like there's a huge double standard. And that's why we have to lie about our numbers, right?
Right.
We can't really say, oh, it's very rare to hear women say that, and if they do, it's always our friends. It's hard for us to say it's us, because we'll get judged, right? We don't have that freedom like you guys have. We're getting there, but we don't generally have that, right?
Y'all body like a temple, you know, so everybody can't have that key.
Y'all,
if anybody can unlock it, why would you want it?
That's a great excuse y'all make. Like, oh, y'all supposed to hold yourselves at a higher standard, but y'all can throw your dick on the craft table.
As a higher standard.
So see, now we're talking about throwing dick on the craft. My thing is this.
Yes, we are.
My thing is this. I think a lot of females also judge guys by how many bodies they got too.
Facts.
But we'll put up with it though.
I mean, well, that's y'all's call. At that point,
have you ever given a crazy number to a girl?
Yeah, I've given a crazy number, but like I still feel like I'm being judged on it. You know
What's
what I'm
your
saying?
number? Wow.
We're not gonna go there right now. But no, I really feel like, I'm gonna plead the fifth on that. But I honestly feel like we also are being judged on that.
Over
you know?
50?
Here we go. God, please. She's not gonna let me let it go.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm listening.
No, but I think we get judged on that too. I think if you're going for the right female and you let her know a number that's kind of crazy, she's gonna look at you a little different, you know? So it's not that you wanna lie to her, you know, you obviously wanna be honest, but you know what I'm saying? We're all getting judged on the same thing. So I feel like it's not a double standard like that, and at least not anymore.
I feel you, because sometimes I don't even ask. Like, I don't even want to know.
I wouldn't even want to know.
I don't even want to know.
Would you guys divulge that number to someone you really cared about?
I mean, maybe if she asks, but don't ask me. You know what I'm saying?
But if she did, and she was like, really, I
would
really
lie.
want to know. You would lie, or you wouldn't?
Would lie.
You would?
Yes.
What's a good number to throw out there for a woman?
I'm talking about for me to tell a woman? Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell her 4.
We're not going to believe that, though. You got to make it a little
It's a terrible lie.
Like 4 at this age?
4, you know?
What is a good number for guys, you think?
I also don't know what that number would be, because I've heard
So if I came to you and was like, I had 15, what would you say?
I think your line is way more than that.
Okay, 35.
I'm like, you got that in probably by 3 years.
3 years? You give me that much credit?
35?
I mean, am I wrong? I don't know how far I am. Because I hear guys lie all the time. They say a crazy high amount, like, oh, thousands, I can't even keep track. Or they'll say some bullshit like you just said, 4.
Now you gotta believe the lie.
You gotta believe the lie.
You gotta make her believe the lie.
All right, now ladies, how do you deal with falling for a guy after you've had sex with him and then not having the same feelings reciprocated in return? You know, he chased you down, you finally went there, you fall for him, and then he doesn't have those same feelings back to you. How do y'all deal with that?
Honestly, I'm going ghost. I'm out. Like, if I build up my vulnerability to be able to tell you something and you don't reciprocate it, we just like on to the next one. Because you're missing out on a good thing, and it's not my job to show you.
How do you deal with that?
I think that some women have given out sex so frequently, maybe my friends, let's go back to them again, that I have a good friend that always says that sex has become like, well, she uses a different word. She says it has become a penny stock.
You can say it.
So like back in the day, you know, a man would, like you're saying, you know, men hunt and they work very hard to get it. I think oftentimes these days men aren't. Like it's just like, hey, send me a DM and they're hooking up later, you know, especially with online dating, or online hooking up rather. So it's given away so frequently that the value of it has gone down. I mean, at least before you would get dinner and a movie and something. Now people don't get like a box of candy, nothing. Like it's just nothing. And so I always feel like I would want to see the investment first. Like, is someone willing to at least spend some time talking to me? Do they want to go out before you give it up, so you feel as if they really do like you? And so the odds of them just like ghosting aren't quite as high at that point, unless you're cool with just hooking up at that point, which I think a lot of women are.
Is that kind of like that book with Steve Harvey? He said 90 days, you should probably...
Oh, no, I don't think you should count 90 days, but I just think that you should just sense that there's a level of interest.
I don't agree. Yeah, I agree with you. Like, I don't believe there should be a certain amount of days. Right?
Yeah.
But there is something to be said about kind of in the process before you get there, getting to know the person. If you spend enough time with someone, you're gonna, you know, you might like the person and discover things about them you didn't really think you'd find.
And just to figure out if they really dig you or not, or you know, you are just something to hit for the night.
I hate that sex is so casual now that it's literally like it's meaningless for a lot of people. I feel like that, you know, and then it's okay if it's 2 people that feel the same way.
Right.
But if it's one person that's like, oh my God, this is gonna be something, and then the other person's like, I'm just smashing for tonight, Like that's where you get, you know, your windshield's broken and stuff.
I don't think it's possible to have sex.
Not me either. It's my friend.
I mean,
Yeah, our friends.
I mean, if
Go ahead.
you're going to buy a car, you gotta test drive it before you test drive it before you leave the lot, right?
Right.
Exactly.
So have you ever gotten in a relationship with someone that you had sex with before anything else happened?
Yeah.
Like one night stand leading to a relationship, maybe, or is a quick, like getting with someone quickly.
Maybe. Maybe.
I totally have.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
that's just-
totally
can't remember.
have had where I wouldn't say where I thought it was going to be something brief and it turned out to be more. Yeah.
My longest relationship was someone we got together quickly because it was like such a strong physical attraction.
Absolutely.
And then I felt comfortable with him.
Yep.
I didn't feel like, oh, he's probably not going to call me. I felt like he absolutely is going to.
Exactly.
And then it ended up being like my longest.
Yep.
So I don't think we can judge, but that's a risky thing for women, especially, right? Because like the more notches we have on our belts, the society especially tends to devalue us.
Right.
You know, like I've rarely heard of. I mean, you say that women have judged you on numbers, right?
Right.
But do they really throw you away all the way, or they?
I think so. I mean, because it becomes the new thing now. It becomes your community. Everyone has access to
Community
you.
D.
Yeah, community D. That's what you become. So
Yeah.
no one wants that. Like, you know,
No,
no one
I
wants to be
wouldn't.
dealing with the drama that comes with that. And, you know,
Yeah.
females can be very brutal these days, you know, when they see somebody with what they perceive to be their man and it's over now. You know, maybe because
Yeah.
she's stuck in one of these situations where he wanted to have sexual relations with her, but that was it, and she wanted a relationship. Now all of a sudden y'all in the club and there's a whole scene, like, you know? So
Yeah.
you don't want to be a community type of person because that rep follows you,
Okay.
you know?
Good for you. Now, Isaiah and Adonis, how are you able to disconnect yourselves emotionally during intimacy? Like, can you have sex that's just, there's no feelings, but it's just for the act of sex? How are you able to disconnect?
That's easy.
Listen, I do that every day.
Yeah.
I mean, not every day, but like,
Damn!
you can do it every day.
Definitely had four.
Because I mean, at the same time, I think like every dude, he know what girl he really likes, what woman he really likes, and the one he don't really like.
Yeah.
Like I tell my friends all the time, they're like, "Hey, D, you sleeping with her, but you ain't relationship." Exactly, because I don't look at them like that. And they know, sometimes they don't look at them like that. But still, then it's these couple I like, that's when you like, okay, like I would wife her. You know
Is
what
it
I'm saying?
hard when you like, you know you're not into it, but she is? Is it hard for you to like kind of continue doing that?
No.
It's easy? Really?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think I ever find myself in that
Cold-blooded.
I
position.
mean, it's, you gotta get off.
Savage.
Low-key savage, someone said. Yeah.
You gotta get off. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get
You
off.
too?
I just feel like I never find myself in that position. I feel like if I'm not interested, then I'm very selective about who I spend my time with, you know? So if I'm not interested, I'm not interested.
Wait, didn't you just say you were community D?
What's that?
Didn't you just say you
No,
were
I didn't say
community?
that. I didn't say
Okay.
My friend.
Oh, your friend?
We all have friends.
I mean, you,
Right.
okay, you gotta test drive twice, you know what I'm saying? Just see if you
Oh, Lord,
interested.
here
you know
we
what I'm saying?
go. We have an audience question. What's your name, sir? What's your
Hello.
question?
What's up, y'all? I'm Christopher Frazier, and I wanted to ask y'all how many of y'all are in relationships now, and how long did it take you to become vulnerable in that relationship?
Who's in a relationship
Oh,
here?
that's easy. I ain't in no relationship.
You're in a relationship.
I
okay.
am, and I had a situation where it was like just hit it off, and now it's like my longest lasting. So, I think like before you get into it, you think of all these rules and like, oh, it has to be like this, or he won't like me, or I can't be too. But I think what you said before, like that comfortability was just there, and it's like it just lasted. So.
Got it. No one else? Relationship? No? Yeah, I know you ain't in one.
I mean,
He's in 17.
17. Thank you for that. Okay, again for Isaiah and Adonis, can you understand how what it feels like for women to feel rejected after a man has had sex with them? Like, especially, you know, they feel rejected if they feel like it's. A lot of times we're not on the same page, right? Like she's thinking it's one thing, you're like, no, you're one of 8 or one of 7 or one of 4, and there's that rejection, you know, when you tell her that you don't want to have a relationship with her. How do you deal with that? Does it bother you?
no. Why would it? Like, I don't want.
Do you care about hurting people's feelings?
No.
Girls hurt men feeling every day.
But
True.
do you? But
True.
I'm asking. Okay, you deflected. Do you care? I'm old. Okay, I done did this game before. How do you? Do
Stay
you
strong,
feel?
brother.
Do you ever feel bad about it? Cause like
Sometimes, honestly, sometimes I do. You know what I'm saying? Because you always, you don't want to be looking bad, but sometimes you just ain't feeling her like that. Like sometimes it's just cool to be cordial. Like, yeah, we hooked up a couple times and let's go separate ways. You know, we ain't gotta be hooked. You want to get cheated on? that's what you want to do. You want to get cheated on? Like, I don't want to cheat on you, so guess what?
I guess it feels like we don't really get that honesty before the act. And that's where the problem is, because before the act, it feels like, I am open for a relationship. I don't know, maybe. And then after you hit a few times, then you get that honesty. And that's the part that like gets people kind of like, listen, as the homegirls, we're the ones that are on the cell phones with our friends for 3, 4, 5 hours, right? Trying to talk them off the ledge. And then you hear this, you know, and I don't know why it's so hard for us to say.
Should we accept any responsibility for that? Because I had some, like, you know, I had some friends, again, where they're like all angry at the dude, like, I can't believe it, you know, we got busy this many times. But I'm like, but that was the only time you saw him.
Yeah.
Like, the first time you ever hooked up with him, he came over at like midnight, and you didn't see him after that. And then it was 2 weeks later, and you heard from him at 2, and now you're devastated saying he played you. And I'm like, you kind of played yourself a little bit, sis. Right. Like, I love you,
played yourself,
but
sis.
you kind of played yourself a little bit. But you're not off the hook, Adon.